Hey there, friends. Welcome back to English Learning Podcast, the podcast where we don't just teach you English, we live it with you.
That's right. I'm James.
And I'm Ava. And if this is your first time joining us, welcome to the family. We are so glad you found us.
So, before we dive in, I want to ask you something, and be honest with yourself. When was the last time you watched a movie in English? Like, really watched it? Not just looking at subtitles the whole time, but actually listening, feeling, and picking up the phrases.
That's a really good question, James. Because there's a difference between watching a movie and learning from one. And today we want to show you exactly how to do that second thing.
Today we're talking about one of the most beloved American holiday movies of all time, Home Alone.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I feel like half our listeners just smiled right now. Because everyone has seen Home Alone. Or at least heard of it.
And if you haven't, don't worry. We're going to walk through the story together, pick out amazing natural American phrases, and by the end of this episode, you will have learned 5 powerful vocabulary words with real examples you can actually use in your daily life.
And this is the part I love, we have a sentence challenge waiting for you at the very end. So please stay with us all the way through. You won't want to miss it.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, James. So for anyone who doesn't know the movie, can you give us just a quick summary? Like, set the scene.
Of course. So, Home Alone is a 1990 American comedy movie directed by Chris Columbus and written by the brilliant John Hughes. It stars a young boy named Kevin McAllister, played by Macaulay Culkin. And honestly, Kevin might be one of the most iconic kid characters in all of American cinema.
He really is. I mean, that face he makes. Every American knows that image.
Oh, absolutely. That image is basically part of American culture at this point. Okay, so the story starts around Christmas time. Kevin's family is this big, loud, chaotic family, and they're all getting ready for a huge vacation to Paris.
Ooh, Paris. How exciting.
Right? But the night before, Kevin gets into a big argument with his older brother, and Kevin is sent to sleep in the attic, the room at the very top of the house, as a kind of punishment.
So he's already feeling kind of left out, like the family doesn't care about him.
Exactly. And actually, this is such a relatable moment, and I think it's one reason the movie connects with so many people. Kevin says something like, "I don't want to go on the family trip. I don't want a family. I wish they would all just disappear."
Oh, wow. He makes a wish he'll deeply regret.
He absolutely does, because the next morning, chaos. The whole family overslept. They're running like crazy to get to the airport. There's a miscount of the kids. The neighbor's kid is counted instead of Kevin, and they all rush onto the plane and fly off to Paris.
And Kevin is still asleep in the attic.
Still completely asleep in the attic. Totally alone.
A child. An 8-year-old child. Alone in a big house. Over Christmas.
That's the premise. And you know what? The first thing Kevin does when he wakes up and realizes everyone is gone?
What?
He is thrilled. He jumps on the bed. He slides across the kitchen floor in his socks. He eats junk food. He watches whatever he wants on TV.
Oh, the dream of every kid, right?
Completely. And this brings up the first natural American phrase I want to highlight for our listeners. Kevin is living it up.
Living it up. That's a great one. So, what does that mean, James?
Living it up means enjoying yourself fully without any restrictions. You're doing all the fun things, spending freely, making the most of your freedom. Like if your parents are away for the weekend and you order pizza every night and stay up late, you're living it up.
Perfect. And it has a slightly playful feeling, right? Like you know you're doing something a little indulgent, but you don't care. You're just enjoying the moment.
Exactly right. Okay, so Kevin is living it up, but then reality starts to hit him. He realizes that being alone isn't all fun. He has to buy his own groceries. He gets scared at night. And here's where it gets really interesting.
The burglars.
The burglars, 2 criminals, Harry and Marv, have been watching the neighborhood. They call themselves the Wet Bandits, which is actually a hilarious detail because every house they rob, Marv leaves the water running. He thinks it's like a signature move.
A signature move. For robbery. Okay.
I know. But this is what I love about the movie. Even the bad guys are kind of ridiculous and lovable in a weird way. Anyway, they decide that the McAllister house is their next target. And Kevin, this 8-year-old kid, decides he's going to defend his home.
By himself.
By himself. And this is where the movie becomes legendary. Kevin doesn't have any adults. He doesn't have any real weapons. He just has his brain, his creativity, and an entire hardware store's worth of supplies.
He booby traps the whole house. Okay, for our listeners, booby trap is another fantastic phrase here. Can you explain it?
Yes, a booby trap, B-O-O-B-Y trap, is a hidden device or trick that is designed to hurt, surprise, or catch someone when they enter a certain area or touch something. So if you put a bucket of water on top of a door so it falls on the first person who walks through, that's a booby trap. It can be used seriously, like in military situations, but it's also used playfully when kids prank each other.
And Kevin sets up some incredible ones. I mean, the paint can swinging down the stairs, the icy front porch, the hot door handle, the nail on the basement steps.
A torch to Marv's head.
Oh, don't remind me. It's funny in the movie, but if you think about it realistically...
Oh, don't think about it realistically. It's a movie. But this brings up something I think is worth talking about, Ava. Because underneath all the comedy, the slapstick, the pain, the crazy traps, there's actually a really meaningful story here.
You know what, James? I completely agree. Because while Kevin is fighting off the burglars, his mom, Kate, played by Catherine O'Hara, is desperate to get back to him. She gives up her seat on flights. She takes connecting planes. She eventually hitchhikes on a polka band's tour van.
On a polka band van, in the middle of winter.
Because she is a mother who will do absolutely anything to get back to her child. And when she finally walks in through that front door on Christmas morning, alone, exhausted, having not slept for what must be 2 days.
And Kevin just comes downstairs.
And they hug. I'm not going to lie. I still tear up at that scene.
Me too. And I think here's the life lesson that the movie is hiding inside all of its comedy. Kevin spent the whole movie proving that he could handle things on his own. He was resourceful, he was brave, he was clever. But in the end, what he truly wanted, was his family back.
Yes, and he had grown enough to appreciate them. That's the key word, right? Before the movie, he took his family for granted. He wished them away.
In taking something for granted, this is another incredibly useful American phrase. When you take something for granted, you stop appreciating it because you assume it will always be there. You don't realize its value until it's gone.
It's like how we take electricity for granted. We never think about it until the power goes out.
Or how we take our health for granted until we get sick.
Or, and this one is personal for me, how I took my grandmother's cooking for granted. She passed away a few years ago, and I would do anything to have just one more meal at her table.
I think a lot of our listeners understand that feeling, and Home Alone captures it beautifully. Kevin has his wish granted, his family disappears, and he finally truly understands what he had.
And there's another relationship in this movie that I absolutely love, and I don't think people talk about it enough. Kevin and old Mr. Marley.
Oh, yes. Okay. Tell us about Mr. Marley.
So there's this neighbor, Old Man Marley, who shovels salt on the sidewalk, and the neighborhood kids have this terrifying urban legend about him. They call him the South Bend Shovel Slayer. They genuinely believe he's a murderer.
Which, of course, is completely false. But Kevin believes it at first.
Right. But then Kevin runs into Mr. Marley in a church on Christmas Eve. And instead of running away, Kevin actually talks to him. And what they discover is, Mr. Marley is just a lonely old man who had a falling out with his son years ago. They haven't spoken in a long time, and it's breaking his heart because he can't see his granddaughter.
A falling out. That's such a common American expression. A falling out is when two people have a serious argument or disagreement that damages or ends their relationship. Like Two best friends might have a falling out over money, or two business partners might have a falling out over a bad decision.
And the beautiful thing is, Kevin encourages Mr. Marley to go make things right with his son. Kevin says something like, "You should call him." And Mr. Marley does, and we see him at the end of the movie reunited with his family on Christmas morning.
While Kevin is reunited with his family, it's a beautiful parallel. Two people, generations apart, learning the same lesson on the same night.
That is honestly one of the most underrated parts of the movie, and it tells us something powerful. Reconciliation, making peace with someone after a conflict, is never too late. As long as both people are still alive, the door is open.
I love that. And, I think Home Alone works as a story because it's not really about a clever kid outsmarting two dumb criminals. It's about a child learning to value what matters most: family, connection, belonging.
And it asks a question every adult secretly relates to. Have you ever been so frustrated with your family that you wished you could just be alone? And then actually been alone and missed them terribly?
Yeah, I think we've all been there.
Exactly. The movie just takes that universal feeling and makes it into an 8-year-old kid's wild Christmas adventure.
And before we move into our word tour, I want to pull out one more phrase from the movie. There's a moment where Kevin is watching this old black and white gangster film called Angels with Filthy Souls, which is actually a fake movie made just for Home Alone, and Kevin uses lines from it to scare people.
The pizza delivery guy and the criminals at the end.
Yes, he plays the audio through a window to fool the bad guys outside. And the line is, "Keep the change, you filthy animal."
That is one of the most quoted lines in American holiday culture. If you say that to an American, they will immediately smile.
It's completely embedded in the culture. And what it teaches us, from a language perspective, is how Americans use movie quotes in everyday conversation to create a shared moment of humor and connection. When someone quotes a movie and you recognize it, you instantly feel like you belong to the same cultural group.
That's such an important point. Language is culture, and knowing these movie references, even just a few, can instantly make you feel more connected in conversations with native speakers.
All right, should we go into the word tour?
Let's do it. Okay, language learners. This is the section I know many of you have been waiting for. The word tour. We're going to look at 5 key words from today's conversation. For each word, I'll give you the meaning, James will give you synonyms and antonyms, and then we'll both give you a real daily life example. Ready?
Let's go.
Word number 1. Resourceful. 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 This is an adjective. Simple American English meaning. If someone is resourceful, they are very good at finding clever ways to solve problems, especially when they don't have much help or many tools available. They use what they have in creative ways.
Synonyms. Words with a similar meaning: inventive, clever, capable, ingenious. Antonyms. Words with the opposite meaning: helpless, uncreative, dependent.
Daily life example sentence. After the storm knocked out the power for 3 days, Maria was so resourceful, she cooked meals on the backyard grill and used candles to light the whole house.
And in Home Alone, Kevin is the ultimate example of a resourceful person. He doesn't have adults, he doesn't have money, but he uses paint cans, toy cars, an iron, and a BB gun to protect his entire house. Pure resourcefulness. Word number 2, overwhelmed. 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 This is an adjective, simple American English meaning: if you feel overwhelmed, you feel that a situation is too much to handle. You have too many problems, emotions, or responsibilities all at once, and you don't know where to start. Synonyms: flooded, swamped, buried, overpowered. Antonyms: in control, calm, composed, collected.
Synonyms. flooded, swamped, buried, overpowered. Antonyms: in control, calm, composed, collected.
Daily life example sentence. Starting a new job is exciting, but during the first week I felt completely overwhelmed. There was so much to learn, so many new people, and so many passwords to remember.
In the movie, Kevin's mother Kate is overwhelmed in the best way to understand this word. She has no way to reach her son, she can't get a flight home, and she's thousands of miles away. That feeling of helplessness and emotional flooding, that's being overwhelmed. Word number 3. Reconcile. Reconcile. R-E-C-O-N-C-I-L-E. This can be a verb, or the noun form is reconciliation. Simple American English meaning. To reconcile means to make peace with someone after a disagreement or conflict. It means coming back together, resolving the problem, and repairing the relationship.
Synonyms: make up, patch things up, settle differences, come to terms. Antonyms: quarrel, stay estranged, hold a grudge, remain distant.
Daily life example sentence. After not speaking for almost 2 years following a business dispute, Carlos and his brother finally reconciled at their mother's birthday dinner, and everyone at the table cried happy tears.
And in Home Alone, Mr. Marley reconciles with his adult son on Christmas morning. He picks up the phone, makes the call he's been afraid to make, and suddenly, the family is whole again. It's such a simple act, but it requires so much courage. Word number 4, vulnerable. Vulnerable. V-U-L-N-E-R-A-B-L-E. Adjective. Simple American English meaning: if you are vulnerable, you are in a position where you can easily be hurt, physically, emotionally, or psychologically. You are exposed, unprotected, or in a weak position.
Synonyms: exposed, unprotected, fragile, at risk, open. Antonyms: protected, guarded, secure, tough, resilient.
Daily life example sentence. After her divorce, Priya felt very vulnerable. She was living alone for the first time in 10 years, and small things, like a sad song on the radio, could bring her to tears.
Kevin is vulnerable throughout the film, even if he doesn't show it. At night, alone in that big dark house, he is genuinely scared. He goes to bed clutching a crowbar. That's a vulnerable child underneath all the bravado and the clever traps.
And I think that's why we root for him so hard, because we see the bravery and the fear. The vulnerability makes him human.
Word number 5. Underestimate. Underestimate. U-N-D-E-R-E-S-T-I-M-A-T-E. This is a verb. Simple American English meaning. To underestimate someone means to think they are less capable, less intelligent, or less powerful than they actually are. You judge them as weaker than they truly are.
Synonyms: misjudge, dismiss, sell short, look down on, undervalue. Antonyms: overestimate, respect, recognize, value, give credit.
Daily life example sentence. My new manager underestimated me in my first month because I was quiet and new to the team. But after I solved a problem that had been bothering the whole department for months, she never made that mistake again.
Harry and Marv, the wet bandits, fatally underestimate Kevin McAllister. They see a little 8-year-old kid. They think this will be easy. They could not have been more wrong.
A paint can to the face teaches a very powerful lesson about underestimating people.
It really does.
Okay, friends, this is the part we love the most, and we really hope you'll participate, because the listeners who do this exercise are the ones whose English improves the fastest. We see it every single time.
Here is your sentence challenge for this episode, and this one is special. We want you to think carefully before you write.
Your challenge is this. Write a paragraph, or even a short story, in the comments below. But it can't be just any story. Here are the rules.
Your story must feature a character. It can be you or someone you know or someone completely imaginary who is left alone in an unexpected situation. Maybe alone in a new city. Maybe alone after a falling out with a close friend. Maybe alone after a big life change. Whatever you choose.
And in your story, you must use all 5 words from today's word tour. Resourceful, overwhelmed, reconcile, vulnerable, and underestimate. Use them naturally, not forced, not just listed, woven into the story the way a native speaker would use them.
And we want you to answer these questions inside your story. What did your character do when they were alone? What did they realize about themselves or about the people in their life? Did they have a Kevin moment? A moment where they finally appreciated something they had been taking for granted?
Here's a thought to really push your creativity. And we want long comments, please. Don't be shy. Is there something, or someone, in your life right now that you might be taking for granted? How would you feel if it disappeared tomorrow? How would you react? What would you do?
Let that question sit with you for a moment. Because the most powerful English writing doesn't just use correct grammar, it says something real, something true, something that comes from a place of genuine feeling. How cool is that?
That is very cool. Okay, before we go, let's do our quick recap. Today we talked about
The iconic American holiday movie, Home Alone. We talked about Kevin McAllister's journey from a boy who wanted to be alone to a boy who would do anything to get his family back.
We learned beautiful phrases like living it up, taking something for granted, and having a falling out.
We did the word tour on 5 incredible words: resourceful, overwhelmed, reconcile, vulnerable, and underestimate.
And we gave you a sentence challenge that we genuinely can't wait to read your answers to.
Look, we make this podcast because we believe in you. We believe that you can do more in English than you think you can. And maybe, just like Kevin McAllister, you've been underestimating yourself a little bit.
Maybe it's time to stop underestimating yourself. You are more resourceful, more brave, and more capable than you realize. And we are here, every single episode, cheering you on.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. It genuinely means the world to us.
From James and me, Ava, to you. Keep listening, keep speaking, keep growing. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Take care of yourselves. And hey, maybe call someone you love today. Don't wait for a Kevin McAllister moment.
Best advice ever. Goodbye, everyone.